Hey everyone, it's Joy here and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my Handmade Christmas series. Now I made a really fun scene card today with some products from Heffy Doodle and Fawn. So here is this cute little stamp set. This is Heffy Doodle's bed heads. I'm going to be using Fawn's Holiday Helpers, Joy to All, Winter Skies, a creature was stirring, Trim the Tree, You're Just My Type, and the window scene Winter. So I'm just going to be using a few images from each scene. I'm making a slimline card. And I just needed a lot of images, but this is really darling. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this series, a $50 gift card to Simon Says Stamp. This is open to US and international, so that's really exciting. And how you need to enter to win is to be subscribed to my channel, and please only subscribe if you actually like what you see. And I will be asking a question in each one of my videos, and that answer is what will enter you into the drawing at the end of this. Okay, so I am going to be starting with the window scene Winter from Fawn. Now this is a cute little window scene that you're looking out. You can see trees and you can see like a little slope, which could be snow. I don't want the trees in this image. So I am using some purple tape. You can use any low-tack tape, and I am just taping out where the trees are gonna be because I will be inking this up with some black ink. So I want to mask this centerpiece off, and really it seems like a lot of work, but it really is super simple, and it's worth it for this image. I'm going to be having Santa Claus fly through the sky, and so you don't want any trees in the way, and then there's going to be some snow. So I originally thought I was going to use some Versamark ink and do some like gold embossing, and then I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense. So, and then I also forgot to tape off the whole center. So make sure you tape off the center because you don't want the trees, and then you just ink up so you can have the frame and that little hill, which is going to be some snow. So I'm going to use my tool-in-one to peel back that tape and then just stamp this on some white cardstock. I'm using Neenah Classic Crest Solar white cardstock. Now I'm not worried that I didn't have a perfect image, but I just came in with a black pen and just kind of finished that off. Then I've got this cute little Santa, and he is from the Winter Skies stamp set. I'm going to stamp him in black ink. Then I'm coming back in with Versamark ink and using clear embossing powder because I want him to be shiny. We are also going to be doing some snow over him, so it's perfect for repelling the white embossing powder for the most part. If you wanted to wipe it off, it's easier to wipe off of already some clear embossing powder. So I am going to color with Copic markers. You could do some ink blending on the background, but I just thought it would be easier to do some Copic coloring. You can see the colors here. I left the caps to where you guys can see the colors, but obviously doing just a blue sky, you still want it to feel like a night sky, but I wanted to see Santa. And again, we're going to have some snow falling over the background. So I'm just using 3 different colors of blue, adding some darker areas with that B37, and then just blending it out lightly with the B24, and I think that's the B14. So once that's done, I'm going to come in with a little bit of B000 and B01 to add some snow color because I didn't want to leave this just plain white. I want this to have a little bit of a snow feel. Now we've got this cute little mouse. So this whole scene in my idea was like 'twas the night before Christmas kind of feel, and like when you would see some of these older pictures of little kids in their beds with their stockings hanging off of their beds and stuff like that, that was my inspiration. So the sentiment on this is going to say not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So I needed to put a little mouse in my scene, and I believe this little mouse is from You're Just My Type. So, and I'm just looking through my stamp set so I can see. Yeah, You're Just My Type. So that cute little mouse was looking out of the window. So we've got the little elf, I just need the hat. That is from Holiday Helpers. Also the toys and the little nice list and the little coffee mug, or excuse me, the hot chocolate mug is from Holiday Helpers. Then I am using the tree and the stocking from Joy to All, that stamp set from Fawn. I will be using some cookies and a cute little plate from A Creature Was Stirring. Then, oh no, the stocking, excuse me, is from Trim the Tree. So that's where the stocking was because it's a little bit bigger and I wanted a little bit bigger of a stocking. I am using, again, that mouse from You're Just My Type. And that's pretty much it. So I wanted the bed and the nightstands to be wood color, so I'm just using the nice E colors and this cute little bear. These images are from the Heffy Doodle bedhead set. So you have the lamp, the bed, the little bear. There is a little picture frame. I actually ended up not using it, and the lamp. I did stamp the nightstand twice because I do want a full image with that. Again, this is a slimline card, so it's going to hold a lot of images. So when I was coloring this tree, my first two colors I got right, and then my third color I did not like, so I went and grabbed another color. So this bottom, this YG25, I did not care for. So I came in with the new color, the G14, and to me that blended so much better. So when I'm coloring my Copic markers, I like to lay down my darkest color. For the most part, this is how I do it. My darkest color, then my medium, and then my light. And then I go back over it usually twice, which gives you a really nice blend. Okay, so I'm going to ask my question now. This question is, when you were a kid, did you try to wait up to see Santa Claus? So make sure you guys comment that below, because that along with subscribing to my channel and liking it is what's going to enter you guys into the drawing at the end. Remember, it's a $50 gift card to Simon Says Stamp. So when you were a kid, did you try to wait up for Santa? I did not, because my parents absolutely told me that if I was awake, Santa Claus would not come. So I was not a sneaky child. So I absolutely went to sleep, and I was a kid who fell asleep at like 8 o'clock every night. And as an adult, I still want to fall asleep at 8 o'clock every night. So that was not an issue for me. So definitely let me know below what you guys did. Okay, so I'm using C1 and 2 for the silver aspects of my card. I think that makes a great silver. All these little images are so cute. Lots of reds, greens, a little bit of that yellow, which actually was kind of fun on this card because there was so much red and green. I brought in some blues to kind of, just round everything out. Now I used all the die cuts to die cut everything out. Now here on this background, this is the window scene. There is a snow little stamp. You can lay this out 3 times across this. I did prep my panel with an anti-static powder tool. I'm using the Mini Misty here just because it makes it a little bit easier to me because it's such a small image. I'm inking this up with Versamark ink, moving my little stamp over. Here's the last time I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to come in with some white embossing powder, sprinkle that on. Some of it is laying on top of Santa, and as long as it didn't cover like Santa himself, I wasn't worried about it. But if it covers that image, you can just use a paintbrush to brush that off. Okay, so I've got a piece of white cardstock. This is 8.5 by 3.5. I am coming in with Honeybee Stamps Perfect Bricks stencil. I am using Fired Brick and Aged Mahogany Distress Oxide inks to ink up this background. I know I'm using brick on the inside, but it actually gives it a really cozy feel. When I showed this card to my kids and my husband, they all said the same thing, like, man, that feels really cozy. So it turned out perfect. I just lined my bricks up, and then I'm going to ink this up. Now on this right side, I did actually end up inking it a little bit darker than my left side. So I just put that stencil back over the lighter side. See how it's so dark there? And then just evened that out, and then you can't even tell. And the window's going to be there anyway, so if you do have a little bit of a separation, your window's going to cover it. So no big deal. I am using a piece of white birch cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse for the flooring, because you got to have some wood floor, because everyone wants wood floor these days. And then I'm going to start just kind of lining up where my images are going to be. So I want this cute little teddy bear to be in bed, and you know, the look on his face is kind of like, oops, he got caught, or oops, he's excited that he hears Santa coming, or he just came and left and he missed him. It could be anything. This stamp set from Heffy Doodle is so cute. It's called Bedheads, and it's actually like a feel better soon kind of a thing. But when I got this and I started thinking about this, I've had the stamp set for a while, and I started thinking about for Christmas, I thought this would be perfect. That 'twas the night before Christmas, and then the images of the kids in their beds with their stockings hanging off of their beds. That is what I was going for with this whole scene. Now that window was a little bit taller, but I didn't mind trimming it off, because again, with your images on cards like this, if they go off of the sides, it looks like your scene goes further rather than everything just being floating in the center of your card. Now remember that little elf, and I just colored her hat? Well, I cut that off of her. I've trimmed that out with my scissors, added a little bit of my black pin at the bottom, and I'm going to glue that onto the head of my bear, because that is his little sleeping cap, even though it's a Santa hat. I'm going to tuck him in there, and isn't that so darling? I just think that stamp set from Heffy Doodle is so super cute. I'm putting down the lamp, the cup of cocoa. On this nightstand is going to have the cute little nice list and some chocolate chip cookies. Now I didn't show coloring these cookies because when I had used that stamp set before, I had tons of chocolate chip cookies that I had colored and just didn't use, and I placed those in the back of my stamp set so I could just die cut those out, and I didn't even have to color them again. I still have a ton more cookies because I made some crazy cute scene with not a creature was stirring stamp set, or a creature was stirring stamp set from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to glue on my ornaments and my garland. Then we want to get these cute little toys and presents under the tree. This is just a whole scene. I love that little mouse because he's looking out the window at Santa Claus, and he's so super cute, and I think it's perfect because you just see the back side of him, which is just absolutely darling. So here's those little presents. I kept those red and silver. I want to keep it super, super simple because there already is a lot of color going on. Here's that cute little mouse. He's just tucked in there staring out at Santa Claus. Then I'm going to bring in some of those toys kind of scattered all over the floor. I love that this teddy bear has a teddy bear, and he's going to be laying on the ground, and he's the same color as the bear. So really a super cute scene. I love how this turned out. I love doing a scene card. It is a lot of work when you have a lot of images, but it is so worth it when it's done because they tell a story. So I glued the candy cane behind the stocking and then adhered that to the top of the bed. And now I'm going to come in and add my sentiment. This is from Honeybee Stamps. This is their Merry Christmas, and it says, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I stamped that. I'm going to stamp that with black ink directly on that brick, which is really, really pretty. You could also do some heat embossing. That would be really pretty too. So I'm going to stamp that down, and I was so nervous just because I'd already adhered everything down, so I was praying that I didn't mess that up. Then of course I've got my finishing details, my black glaze pen. I'm adding the knobs to the dresser with the black glaze, or excuse me, to the nightstands with the black glaze pen, to the eyes of the bear, white gel highlights to the presents, just to some of the toys, to the lamp, some of the nightstand stuff, the ornaments, just a little bit of that just adds a lot of detail to your images. It really is kind of an important finishing thing, but if you don't do it, it's just not the end of the world. But I really like to do things like that. Then I'm going to come in with, this is a glitter pen. This is Spectrum Noir's Sparkle Pen, and I'm going to add that to the ornaments, to some of the snow, to the stocking and the cap, and it just adds a lot of beautiful shimmery highlights to the images. I want to thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. If you like what you've seen, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget, if you want to enter in for that gift card, definitely leave a comment of my question that I asked you before. And I do have some affiliate links. They cost you nothing to use, but they help me to make these videos, so thank you for using them, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.